Forming questions in German. So we typically call these the yes, no questions. All right. When we look at a sentence in German, we would say something along the lines of, hey, du wohnst weit von hier. You live far from here. Now, notice I'm trying to color code here, so it's subject verb. You live far from here. What happens is when we want to take this sentence or statement and turn it into a question, we utilize something called inverted word order, meaning we're going to flip these two elements around. Are you ready? Inverted word order. All right, here's our sentence. Du wohnst weit von hier. You live far from here. We are going to flip these elements. So I'm flipping the elements. Ooh. Now we have the verb before the subject. Wohnst du weit von here? Question mark. So we want to make sure we change our punctuation, of course. So now instead of saying you live far from here, you're saying do you live far from here? Something of interest, something you're going to want to note in German, is that do live, both of those elements are in the single word wohnst. Do and live. You don't have two different elements. You just say wohnst du, not two different verbs. What you might notice is that the verb is in the first position, and as such, it's now capitalized, and it has this new helping verb element in English, the do part, which does not exist in the German. So, du wohnst weit von hier, you live far from here. Wohnst du weit von hier? Do you live far from here? And notice my voice goes up on the inflection. What about this statement? All right. He has today time, but he has time today. Hat heute Zeit. Right? So regular word order, it's the sentence. What if we wanted to ask a question? It's not he has time today. It now becomes, move these out of the way. It now becomes inverted word order. So the verb goes first and the subject goes second. We don't forget our question mark. So hat heute Zeit becomes hat heute Zeit? And this is why we call it a yes-no question, because now you can answer affirmatively or negatively. But you can say, ja, hat heute Zeit. Does he have time today? Yeah, he has time today. Ja oder nein. They can just simply be answered yes or no. So I like the magic of three. Maybe it's because of the Märchen, all the fairy tales, and all the magics of three you see in there. But here are the three words for inverted word order to form a question in German. Number one, switch the subject and the verb, making sure you capitalize the first word in the sentence or question. Two, take away the period. And three, add a question mark. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I would like for you to try these two sentences. Kommt aus Berlin und Heidi spielt Tennis. Write those out as sentences and then write them now as questions. So, as a question, oops, kommt aus Berlin? Does he come from Berlin? Spielt Heidi Tennis? Notice I followed my three-step rule. I switched my two elements of subject-verb, I took away the period, and I added a question mark. Now, on your own, go ahead and write these out as questions. Be very careful with number two. See if you can figure out why. And if you'd be so kind as to pause this video and you can actually stop it when you're done, because I'm going to go over the answers later. Viel Glück, viel Spaß.